Welcome back to One Piece Anime Review. This is episode number 39. This is reviewing the 825th episode of the One Piece anime and the 894th chapter of the One Piece manga. First up is the 825th episode of One Piece, A Liar, Luffy and Sanji. Yep, this whole episode is just Luffy and Sanji reconciling, while also looking back at stuff. Also, this episode does something really different than the entire series. Normally, you start off with the opening theme, and then gets to the episode. The opening theme doesn't come in until 5 minutes into the episode. Yep, and the episode starts off with the conclusion of the fight between Luffy and what's the guy's name? Oh yeah, Counter. The little girl on his shoulder. Apparently, she's knocked unconscious. Don't know who this woman is. Yeah. So, after Luffy beats him, he crawls his way over to the tree, which is still laying there after several hours. Laying there all day, excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah. And of course, also sees a little bit more of the searching between what Sanji looking for Luffy, and of course, he finds Luffy, gives him the food. Luffy, of course, when you see Luffy, he hasn't eaten in hours, and he is like he looks like a prune. So after he eats all the food that Sanji gave, which is partially crushed because he actually dropped it, so Luffy just forgives Sanji for hitting him and insulting him. So he said there were three reasons why he couldn't go back. One, because he insulted him. Two, his the Bastille is the restaurant he grew up at. They're being held as hostages, and the third reason is because his family is set to die. Now, Luffy already knew about the two of the three things. The second one he had no idea about, which is something. hmm So, with this, Luffy punches him, probably to owe him back for all the big beating he gave him, like 26 episodes back. Yeah. So, for anybody watching the anime, that's a long time coming. Yep. So, Luffy and Sanji reconcile, and they plan to crash the party. And then we cut to, believe it or not, the first animated appearance of Katakuri, the second son of Big Mom. His first appearance outside the manga. And he only says like roughly 2 lines. And wow, I kind of forgot how. I mean, his scarf is huge. It covers up his face, and I kind of forgot he has a scar across his left cheek. hmm Yep. And of course, he's seen with that when he gets to Big Mom Castle. Of course, we kind of hinted at this thanks to the teaser they gave last week. So we see him, and he's only there just walking and just going to the castle. Well, Big Mom said it though. And of course, the talking tree, the homie that was destroyed way back in episode 810. Yeah, this thing is fully destroyed, so there's no way this thing can come back now. And that's really it. It's a pretty interesting episode. So next week, which is Sanji comes back, crash the tea party from hell, which seems like that they're gonna have, well, everybody else meet up with Sanji. Also, the Mirror World stuff, there's no mention of it in this episode because this whole episode is focused on Luffy and Sanji. You do get a chance to see some of the Straw Hats who don't appear in this particular arc in a fantasy. You see Usopp, Frankie, and Robin, Zoro. Zoro, Robin, and Frankie are definitely wearing the correct post-time skip outfits. Usopp is not wearing the correct attire because he's supposed to be wearing white pants. And Brook, mostly put, he's kind of correct. I mean, he's wearing the correct suit that he wore all the time. It's just that his scarf is missing and his hat is different. His hat is basically his pre-flashpoint, pre-time skip hat. I don't know why it's like that for, but everybody else is wearing the correct attire. Also, I've got to point this out though. I mean, aside from Luffy's hat and sandals, I would say the only thing that's pretty much consistent post, at least in this arc, that Luffy has kept from his post time skip outfit is his yellow sash he wears across his. He wears kind of like a belt around his waist. Now that was a gift from Hancock way back during when he first got a chance to see him at the start of Return of Sabaody, and he still wears it surprisingly. And hopefully he gets a new shirt and shorts soon because, yeah, his shirt and shorts have been ruined. Yep. Now they say at the end of the episode that it is currently at this point in time 5.5 hours into the wedding, but that doesn't happen for at least for a few chapters at this point. This episode only adapts the last 10 pages of chapter 856. I thought that particular scene is in this one. I think it's going to be in. I think it's actually next chapter, but I don't think they're going to do that next episode because, well, they're probably just going to adapt the first 10 pages of chapter 857. This one just adapts pages 8 through 17 of chapter 856. Yeah, that's basically what it is. So as of right now, they have adapted pretty much, well, since they got to 856 and the newest chapter is 894, they're only about 39 chapters behind right now when it comes to it. So yeah, now to talk about the newest chapter for One Piece, the One Piece manga, 12:05 a.m. Now, you first get a chance to see the cover story, which sees, well, the King of Dressrosa being escorted by Leo's Tadatori Corps to the Revere. Yep. And then something unique with this chapter is that it comes from two different perspectives. So it first starts out with a flashback with Rayleigh, which kind of details kind of like what happened during the time skip. Like shows a little bit of Luffy's training with Rayleigh, where he gets banged in the head multiple times and try and learn how to use hockey, and eventually cuts to present day with Luffy still fighting Katakuri. And the fight lasts for like a few pages. Katakuri loses his arm, but somehow it grows back because candle wax or something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what kind of human species he is because the teeth and his regeneration arm kind of reminds me of Piccolo, though requires less energy. And then we cut to Benj, well, Capone, the gang Benj, on his ship, and there's actually a clock in here. It's 10:10, and he's going to. First he goes to Liquor Island, then his wife's like, no, don't go there. Go to Puffer Island instead because they'll give Nami more time to escape. And Big Mom is seen pretty thin. Of course, we cut back to Luffy and Katakuri fighting, and we cut back to the Straw Hat crew, and it's like 30 minutes later. Well, actually, it looks like 40 minutes later, still being chased, and they run into Smoothie, who's still there, and they just continue. And of course, Kara woke up after sleeping for the past, I'd say, four or five chapters. Slept for a little while. Yeah, and they're trying to get to a particular and get Luffy in it, and then it skips to 11:08, and for some reason, Sanji is on Pudding's carpet, even though that they're not married. They act like they are, and then it's 11:36, and you see some of Big Mom's sons. The Charlotte family, 30 of the 36 sons and 30 of the 35 daughters. Basically, Pudding's older sisters. Yeah, we have the 33rd son, Ryzen, 35th son, Yin, 32nd son, Brownie, 27th daughter, Jonkali, Snack, who's the 25th son. And we also get a chance to see more of Luffy's fight with Katakuri. And then gets to the hour, the title of the chapter, 12:05 a.m. And they're still fighting in Mirror Worlds. Like, have we finished yet? Nope. And then the chapter ends with Luffy going to 4th gear and saying, Snake Man. As for what the heck this form is, who knows? We'll find out in the next chapter. And one thing I'm happy with, it does not say it's going to be in hiatus next week. So that means that 895 is coming out next week. It did not say next week on break. So we're going to get 4 straight chapters. So we'll get that next week, and my guess is probably going to get that. And this is my theory, that after 895, we'll have our next break after that chapter comes out. And then we'll have like 4 chapters. So At this rate right now, it looks like it's going to be in April when chapter 900 comes out. But this was a pretty good chapter. And I love the fact we didn't have like one page, one panel of the fight between Luffy and Katakuri, or have a whole chapter set there, but at least we cut back and forth. And overall, the chapter basically takes place over the course of 2 hours, which is different than what they usually do. But yeah, it's like 1 hour before the meeting, so it's supposed to meet up at 1 a.m. Okay, bit odd, but okay. But still good chapter. At least progresses. At least it looks like it progresses stuff forward. As for why Sanji is back on, I don't know why Sanji is on Pudding's flying carpet for. There's no explanation for this at all. It just Sanji's like, even though he's back with the crew, he's on Pudding's carpet for some reason. I have no idea what's going on with this. Yeah, it's only there for like 1 page, and Pudding's have her 3-eye look, and she's like blushing for some reason. Of course, she's nuts. That's just basically what she is. But yeah, interesting chapter. But at least with both the chapter of the manga and the new episode of the anime, it definitely does look like the plot is progressing forward. Now, this is overall the 40. Now, the episode that aired for the anime, this is the 44th episode for season 19. And get this, the anime, despite the fact this is season 19 of the show, the anime has been airing now for 19 years. Yep, because the anime started back in 1989. So this is now 19 years since the anime first started. So my guess is next year they must be planning something for the anime to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the anime. Yeah, they must plan something for season 20. Maybe they get back some villains, but who knows? As for how long this particular season will last for, excuse me, as of right now, it's probably going to surpass. I mean, it's going to now. There's a few. It's already surpassed. It's longer than most of the seasons of the series. As for surpassing season 17, that one is questionable. As for passing season 1, that's definite because of how long the arc is. The arc in the manga right now is just almost, I'd say, because the arc started with chapter 825, so it's roughly like 70 chapters in, because the fact they split this up, because they split the chapters in half over the course of these episodes, so it could be pretty long of a while. Let's see, 2 times 70. This is 2 episodes, not 2 chapters. I think that's So how many episodes is that? Let's see. This is as of right now, and how many episodes we have to adapt to cover these 140 episodes. So it looks like this particular season might be really long. Yeah, it might be even longer than the previous season of the series. It just depends exactly what they want to do. I mean, right now they're in the chapter that came out early last year. Yep. While the manga is basically pushing toward 900, the anime I think it was just last year, just got past episode 800. So yeah. Sorry about that. Something got on my phone. Anyways, so that's really it when it comes to this particular episode. So see you next week for episode 40 of this anime review, where I'll cover the 895th chapter in the manga and 226 episode 226 of the anime. Okay, I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.